Good morning. I'm going to get started in just a minute. I need to link this live to a couple of pages. We are going to do some of our 30 Days to Healthy Living recipes today. So let me share this real quickly. We are going to be making some of the nutrition bars, which I've done before. They're my favorite. They're the easiest. We are going to make some healthy chocolates with our chocolate protein powder and coconut oil. And we are going to make sweet potato chili today. Now, I know it's not necessarily the season for chili, I don't know, but it's one of the most popular recipes. And tomorrow, sorry while I'm setting this up, tomorrow we are doing a healthy living lunch hour, and I was trying to think of what should I bring. So that's what I'm going to bring, is the sweet potato chili. So if you're watching this on replay, drop the word replay below. If you have made any of these recipes before, let me know what you've tried, what you've liked. So a lot of times on 30 Days to Healthy Living, people are like, well, do you eat food? Do you just drink powders all day? Yes, we do eat food and we do make protein shakes. So let me hit this last video and then we'll be ready to go. So our protein powder is also great for baking, and so I'm going to teach you some recipes with that. A standard 30 days, you're going to do 2 shakes a day with the protein powder, but if you want to make some snacks, then you can use the powder for snacks. All right, I've got one more page to link, and then we're going to get started. So if you're on, say hi. Everything that I'm doing today is from our 30 Days to Healthy Living program, and you get all the recipes. You get dinner recipes, nutrition bar recipes, healthy snack recipes, all kinds of good stuff. So let's get started with the bars. Okay. I am pulling this up from, you're not going to be able to see this very well, and I'm sure that was horrible, but, and there's a glare on it. We have a Facebook group where all of this is posted, okay? So if you do 30 Days to Healthy Living with us, you'll get that. This is only 4 ingredients. I'm going to do the basic nutrition bars first, then I'm going to make some healthy chocolates, then I'm going to start the sweet potato chili recipe, and we'll see how far I get based on time. So I'm going to do half of a recipe because I have half of an almond butter jar, but you can also do this with healthy peanut butter. So I know this is a bit farther away, but I got this on sale at Green Earth. It's organic crunchy peanut butter, and it was $5 instead of $9. Now, have you guys ever bought almond butter? It's not cheap. This was like 16 bucks. Oh, I'm going to link one more thing real quick here. This was 16 bucks for 16 ounces, like $1 an ounce. So, hey, Justin, I'm about to do some cooking. This will be fun because I'm so good at it. I'm linking real quick a party that I just did the other day where we have a bunch of people starting this program. Justin, have you made any of the nutrition bars yet? I am doing the basic Arbonne bar, which I messaged you. This one needs almond butter or peanut butter, but I'm going to do almond butter because on the 30 days we suggest do almonds instead of peanut butter. Honey or agave nectar. Now, I do have some agave nectar left, but not enough to do this whole recipe. So for today, we are going to do honey. And I went and bought some local honey. This one's from Bethel Refuge in Edwardsville. And then we're going to do the protein powder and oatmeal, and that's it, okay? So what you want for half of a recipe, I'm doing half, is you need, it says 1 3/4 almond butter is expensive, I know. I bought this at Green Earth. It's probably the most expensive place to buy almond butter. So whatever, but I was there and it was easy. So I'm cutting it in half, so I'm doing right under a cup of honey. I had already, it basically was the whole little jar of honey I just bought. Excuse me. And then we're going to do the almond butter with it. So I just got one of these. This was at DK's Market, so it was probably a little more expensive than going somewhere like Walmart. But this was $4.69 for the honey. The almond butter, I told you, was very expensive. We're putting like $8 worth of almond butter in there. So if you guys ever buy our nutrition bars or buy healthy bars, and you're like, gosh, that's expensive, start doing the math on making your own, plus you have to make your own. But when you want healthy stuff, sometimes you realize that the cost is worth it and you make your own in order to, hey, Annie, is it Annie? I think it's Annie. I'm like, I can't see from very far away because my phone's further. So the almond butter, we're putting $8 worth of almond butter in there, $4.50 worth of honey. So we've already got like $12 recipe going on. And then all you're gonna do is melt this in the microwave. And then we're gonna add the dry ingredients. Now, I don't know what kind of almond butter you guys like. This one is Justin's classic almond butter. Honestly, I bought it because it was cheaper than the other ones. But if you have a favorite almond bar recipe, a favorite almond butter, let me know. So I'm gonna go melt these in the microwave, and then we're gonna mix it with two dry ingredients. So we'll do that now. The full recipe says 4 cups of protein powder. We're gonna do 2 cups because we're cutting it in half. And you can do chocolate, you can do vanilla, or you can do a mix. So we're gonna go ahead and do 1 of each today. So 1 cup of each of the protein powder. And then it calls for 2.5 cups of dry, uncooked oatmeal. So we're gonna cut that in half. Now, something I did on Facebook the other day is I mixed in like some mussolini. I bought it at Green Earth. But basically it was kind of like a little bit granola-ish, and it had some cranberries and stuff. But it was a nice mix in the bars instead of them just being soft. So this time I have some organic apple cinnamon walnut granola. I'm just gonna throw some of it in there, see what happens. So that's actually a bonus product. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 cups of protein total for this recipe. I really don't know how many scoops that is, so we'll figure it out. I'm gonna have to get on my phone so I can see what you guys are saying. Aaron, hey Aaron. Aaron, I am making stuff for tomorrow, okay? So we need 1 cup. Erin's actually my host for tomorrow. We're going to, well, she's gonna be there already. We're gonna do a healthy living lunch hour at her office tomorrow. It looks like it's about 4 scoops of protein as a cup, maybe 3 scoops, let's see. Yeah, probably 3 scoops would have been a cup. So I'll just do 2 scoops of vanilla to even it off. So Erin, tomorrow I'm gonna bring these nutrition bars, the protein bars that I'm making right now. I am gonna make sweet potato chili, which I have to pick Dylan up in less than an hour, so I might finish it this afternoon. I am going to make, on this live today, chocolate, like healthy chocolates. Oh, we do need more. All right, maybe it is 4 scoops equals a cup. Does anybody know how many scoops of protein equals a cup? And if I need more, I'll just add more. So I did 7 scoops altogether. So we're gonna do the protein powder. The oats, remember it says 2.5 cups. We're gonna cut it in half to 1 1/4 cups. And then we just mix everything together. It's so easy, and they are so filling and tasty. And I have some people that do these as snacks. My kids will eat these. I snack on these. You can also use them for meal replacement bars if you'd rather instead of the shake. In just a second, I'm gonna grab my phone when I go to the microwave so I can see what y'all are saying. Okay, so the dry ingredients you just mix together. I didn't bring a good mixer, so we'll use this. So this is just powder and oats. I am gonna throw in a little bit of the crunchy granola just for fun. One of the recipes on here that's fantastic is German chocolate bars. And the German chocolate bars have pecans in them. And they recommend brown rice cereal, but we've had a harder time finding brown rice cereal. I'm gonna dump some of this out because it's kind of bigger stuff at the top. I bought this at Green Earth also. I wanna get down to some of the finer stuff. All right, so we're just gonna throw, I don't know how much, half a cup, 1/4 of a cup. You guys know I'm not a good cooker. So I just threw some of that in the dry stuff for some of the crunch going on. Okay, so now all we have to do is melt the honey and the almond butter, and we'll mix all this together. I have either, like, I love the silicone trays, so this would make them into bars, or this would make it into a pan, and then you can cut them up. Hey, Jen! Okay, so let's go melt some almond butter. I gotta come grab my phone, so I have to move. You can't see me for a minute. Beep, beep, beep. Do, 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 do. All right, let's turn this way, peoples. Let's go microwave. Okay. Now I can get caught up on the comments while I am microwaving. So, Annie's on. Hey, Annie, Justin, Aaron. You go to Aldi's, Aaron, for the natural almond peanut butter. See? Ugh, I just need to go to Aldi's. I hate grocery shopping. So I went to Green Earth, and then I did a big Walmart pickup, and then I just shopped organic. Okay. So the goal, and I'm going to switch you guys back now, sorry. The goal is just to get this all melted, and I'm going to mix it together and throw it all together. Let me see if my camera's in a good spot. So that's a very simple recipe. It is on our healthy living guide, and I can also send it to you if you want it. If you're not already doing Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living program, okay? Now, Arbonne does sell nutrition bars. Some people say they're great. Some people say they're not so great. Justin, do you eat the healthy nutrition bars from Arbonne? Jen, do you? Some people are like, yeah, no. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is give that a little stir and start. Now, I like to start putting in the dry ingredients into the wet to just see, like, if I really need as much as it says, because sometimes you don't need as much dry. Sometimes you need a little bit more dry. And then you just pour it in your pans. You don't need to oil or grease your pan because the almond butter is plenty of that. All right, I'm trying to see your comments. Justin said, kids are coming in, our kids are coming in. Justin's teaching. All right, have fun, Justin. And Jen says the bars are okay. Yeah, they're okay. Jen, how are you? How is Vegas? How was Vegas? I'll be in Vegas in, I don't know, 3 weeks for Arbonne's conference, which will be awesome. All right, so I'm just mixing these. If they're very wet, they'll still taste good, but I'll show you some I made the other day on, Lena and I made them on this basic recipe, actually. I should have put these in a bigger bowl. And they're the ones we made the other day, we did with agave nectar. And I will tell you, if you do the recipe with agave nectar, I don't think you need near as much because it seems like it's more sticky and gooey. That's my opinion. Ugh, get your muscles out, you guys. I don't really think I need to do all the dry. I think I'm gonna, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this into a pan, but I think that I might need a stronger spoon. I think that some of the gooier stuff's down on the bottom. And I don't think I want all that dry ingredients. What do? I need another, I'll show you guys what I'm doing in just a second here, because I know you can't see very well. I need another bowl. I've mixed in too small of a bowl. So these are delicious no matter what, but sometimes I notice they're more gooey than dry, and sometimes they're more dry than gooey. So right now when I'm mixing it, I don't want it to be wet at all. And you guys aren't gonna cook these, so I'm gonna add a little bit more dry, and that's gonna be it. So as far as how the numbers work out, it depends on how many you make in your recipe. And I already put part of it in my tray. I'm gonna put the rest in my tray. I know you can't see this very good, so I'll have to lift it up in a second here. And we're just gonna mush it all down into the tray. We do stick them in the fridge to let them solidify a bit, and I'm gonna show you some I made the other day, okay? And that will be it. Easy squeezy, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, whatever that commercial is. Oh man, my light went off. I'll turn that back on in a second. Now, when you do these in a pan, you can make them thick or thin. I made really thick ones the other day in the silicone tray and the divided one. This one, that's the single tray, is pretty thin. So, all done, hun. Beautiful. I did something good, y'all. I did it. I did it. All right. Let me turn my light back on and show you The ones from the other day. So these are gonna go in the fridge. Do you like? They're pretty thin. Okay. Now here are, let me wipe my hands off. Here are the ones we made the other day. Lena and I followed that exact recipe we just did together. So the protein powder, the oats, the honey, or we did agave nectar the other day, and we did almond butter. Then what we did was we made them in this divided tray, so they're thicker, and we froze them. So we have all these little bars frozen, and I got almond butter all over my hands. Now these ones were a little more gooey, so I like them frozen, and I don't like to take them out until I'm about ready to eat them. So maybe out of the fridge like 10 minutes before you eat them at the most. These ones were not as, I feel like we should have added a little bit more dry ingredients or less agave, because the agave nectar is really gooey if you get too much. Jessica, I gotta show you what I just did. I just made some protein bars. These are ones we made the other day. I like to seal them, like press and seal them, throw them in the freezer in a bag, take out a couple every once in a while. The ones we just did, I'll show you real quick. Since Jessica just joined us, I wanna show you. And so I just made these using Arbonne's protein powder, rolled oats, honey, and almond butter, okay? So these are gonna be ready to go pretty soon. Next, I'm gonna make some chocolate. Okay, so I gotta turn my phone back. Do you like the sound effects? Okay. So now this next recipe is gonna be really, really, really simple. It's just chocolate. So if you're doing Pure 30 with us, 30 Days to Healthy Living, and you want some snacks or some other things that aren't like, I don't know, some more sweet stuff, I love using the protein powder. So the nutrition bars, when you make them at home, are so, so, so good, like we just did. The next thing we're gonna do is make chocolate, and it only takes 3 ingredients. So the protein bars we just did take 4. I threw in some extra granola, so that's technically 5 things I put in there. For the chocolates, these are, and I'll show you, but this is in your 30 Days to Healthy Living. I've got it pulled up. I don't know how well you can see that. That's what we're gonna make. Hey, Crystal, and Jessica, this is stuff you guys can do in just a couple days with your protein powder. Okay, so the chocolate squares are very simple. This recipe is actually telling you how to make like single chocolates. It recommends a silicone tray, and I use this one. And chocolate protein, coconut oil, and almond butter. That's it. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna mix your protein powder, and you're gonna mix coconut oil. What they recommend to do is they say to fill each square with it, like melt it, fill each square with it, let it freeze, and then come back and do the almond butter, okay? So, coconut oil. Let's see if I have all my supplies out. I might have to go grab another scooper. Let me grab another spatula. Entertain yourselves, I'll be right back. You're never supposed to do this, but I do this all the time. Be right back, be right back. I'm back. Okay. Almond butter, or not almond butter, coconut oil, 3 tablespoons, and 2 tablespoons of chocolate protein, but I am going to make this, oh goodness, let's me do some math. Oh, I should have brought another measuring cup. I'll use this one. 3 tablespoons, instead of that, I'm gonna do, so it's about a 3-to-2 ratio. I don't know how much of this I want to make, you guys. Maybe half a cup. And all we have to do is melt it, add in the chocolate protein, and that's it. And then you refrigerate it. It's so simple. Now, do you think these are going to taste good? That's the question. Jen Hibbets, are you still on here? If you're still on here, will you speak to these being tasty or not tasty? I'm going to go microwave the coconut oil, and then we add the protein, and we just mix it together. That's it. And then we freeze the chocolate. Then we'll come back and add the almond butter, okay? So, I keep having to walk away from you guys. I needed to plan this better. Let's microwave some coconut oil. So all you gotta do is melt it. Jessica and Crystal, if you're on here, are you excited to start your 30 days? Later, I have sweet potato chili stuff from the Pure 30 program. I'm gonna make that. What time is it? 10:17. I'll get started on it this morning, but I'll probably have to finish this afternoon. So for the chocolates, they're so cute. When I do them in the little silicone trays, I have pictures on my Instagram, but you just pop them right out of there and they're like little pieces of Hershey's chocolate. So melted coconut oil, chocolate protein, refrigerate it. If you don't like almond butter, don't put the almond butter in there. It still needs a little bit more melting. I'm gonna guess that I probably shouldn't be melting that in the plastic cup. I should probably be doing it in the glass, but just now thought of that. I just now thought of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it over to glass. It's still not all the way melted, so I'll melt in just a couple more seconds. Hey Bailey, we're making some chocolates. And then if you don't have like a silicone tray, you could probably just grease, well, you don't even have to grease down with the coconut oil. Just throw them in a pan. Now the hard part is they're not gonna be beautifully cut. So what you could do is just, if you did it on a cookie sheet or a cookie pan, then just break them all up when you're done. All right, let's turn back so we can see what we're doing. So simple, simple, simple. Melt the coconut oil. Now we're just gonna add the chocolate protein. You can do a whole big tray of these, or you can do like I'm doing and make a smaller amount. Or you can even just make one at a time if you really wanted to. So if you're, as you mix it, if it's not real melty, you'll want to re-microwave it because you want it to be real melty. You're just going to pour it into the molds. It's so easy. That's it. Now I'm going to pour it into the molds. I'm going to do it really thin. And then you put it in the freezer. When it solidifies just a little bit, you can come back and put the almond butter in the middle and then do another layer of chocolate over it, or you could do the almond butter right now. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but I just pour a thin layer. Now what I did the first time was I did a thin layer, I froze it, I did some almond butter, I came back and put a little bit in, or chocolate on top. Some people go ahead and throw the almond butter in right now. If you don't like the idea of a Reese's peanut butter cup, sorry, I didn't realize you can't see what I'm doing. If you don't like the idea of a Reese's peanut butter cup and you just want the chocolate, then you're done. You're just gonna freeze these. This is hard to show you guys everything. I need to watch more Martha Stewart or more Pioneer Woman or something. Bailey says, I love chocolate, especially if it's healthy. So Bailey, when you, I'm laughing about your fizz stick comment, Bailey. When you come pick up your fizz sticks, Bailey, you can have a chocolate. I took these to church for Kim and Jen. All right, I'm not gonna do the rest of it because I wanna top it off. And they loved these. Okay, so let's see. Oh gosh, I can't really turn it very well. Maybe I should turn my phone. That would be smarter. That'd be smarter, turn your phone instead of the chocolates. Doo-doo. Da-da-da-da. Do they look amazing? Bailey, about how many of these would be a portion? So I just made 7 out of what we did, and actually these are kind of a little bit thicker, but that's okay because I was just hand dropping it all. The recipe says 3 tablespoons of coconut oil and 2 tablespoons of protein powder mixed together. And does it tell me how many that makes? I don't know, but I did, somebody do the math. I did a quarter cup, or I did a half a cup of coconut oil. I'll have to give you the math on this because I've done how many calories are in each one when I do them this way. Just like the protein bars we just made, it honestly also depends on how, like if you use those, the ones on the Arbonne thing are showing like tiny little squares. I did big rectangles, so obviously it's a bigger serving. I don't have cute little chocolate molds like that. If you wanted cute little ones, you can get smaller molds. So mine might be like double a serving. So I can share the math with you on that. The important part about Pure 30 is never to excessively eat, but at the same time, if you're eating clean food, we're not trying to calorie count necessarily, okay? So that's the whole thing. We're eliminating out the acidic and allergenic foods. So, you know, things like no dairy, no soy, no gluten, no sugar. So all these things are plan friendly, and you don't have to get caught up in, you just have to, like, if you have a craving, satisfy it and don't go overboard. So I don't normally be like, how many bites of my protein bar did I eat? If I want the whole thing, I eat the whole thing. If I want half of it, I eat half of it. If I know I'm just bored, I try not to just like go to the fridge and grab it, but sometimes that's how I eat. So I'll grab a healthy snack instead. But anyway, so I'll have to do all the math on the bars, and well, Lena and I did the math on the bars actually. They were about, gosh, a huge bar like I just showed you. These ones were like 200 calories and had close to 10 grams of protein in one of these that we homemade, like the ones we made earlier. So if you make them not as thick, it's going to be less. Okay, so I want to show you the sweet potato. So we did the nutrition bars. They're in the fridge. We did the chocolates. I got to go throw those in the freezer. Then what we'll do is we'll add in some almond butter, just a little bit into the middle of each one to make it like a Reese's Pieces chocolate. The last thing I'm going to make today is the sweet potato chili. And what time is it? 10:22. I have to leave by 10:45. I wonder if I can get this done. Let's give it a try. So Crystal, Jessica, I know you're doing 30 Days to Healthy Living soon. You're starting. Jen is doing 30 Days to Healthy Living. Justin is doing 30 Days to Healthy Living. These are people that are on or were on earlier. If you're signed up with me, you get access to Pure 30, which is actually not Arbonne's program. So Arbonne's program is 30 Days to Healthy Living, where you get all your products, okay? Then there's a Healthy Living Guide. Pure 30 is like an enhancement to your 30 Days to Healthy Living. So my Up line has a bunch of people under her, like one's a personal chef, one's a nutritionist, one's a physical trainer, one's a health coach, and they all came together to form Pure 30. And Pure 30, we add you to this group. So those of you who are just starting, we've already added you, and your group opens on Monday. Some of you have already been doing this. Pure 30 is an enhancement to 30 Days to Healthy Living, where it will give you not only the group support and the education, but also the meals for dinner, like all your shopping lists, your grocery list, all that good stuff. And it gives you snacks. So all the stuff we've been doing, shake recipes, all that good stuff. So on Pure 30, granted this is backwards, you get access to our full wellness community, and then we have a full healthy living support guide. So within that, message me if you want to see any of this up closer. Oh, I was reading Bailey's question. Within that, you get the clean eating guide, but you also get lots of recipes. So there is a whole thing on how to detox your pantry. There are recipes for the shakes. Oh, I don't have a shake out. Dressing and marinades, if you want to make those from home to be plan friendly. Protein bars and recipes, that's where we got this. And then there's all your weekly meal plans. Now there's actually 3 months worth of plans. So the first part is week 1 through 4 on a regular meal plan, where if you're not trying to go vegan. The next one is the vegan, and then there's also 30 simple dinner recipes, and this is where I got the sweet potato chili from. So there's our recipe book. You will have full access to this if you buy the 30-day kit. If not, I do share some of the recipes. One of them tomorrow we're also doing is turkey burgers. Those have been one of my favorites. So some things on here: sweet potato fries, stir fry, lime chipotle shrimp, lentil soup, zesty quinoa salad, kale and white bean soup, stir fry. There's all kinds of stuff on here. So I'm trying to find you the sweet potato. Oh man, my light went off again. I'm trying to pull up the sweet potato chili recipe. Actually, sweet potato chili might have been in the regular plan. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. Okay, so let me bring this over to you and turn my light back on. So 3 bean sweet potato chili soup. It's backwards. Oh, you can't even see nothing because there's a glare. Oh well, just trust me. Bye, bae. We're gonna use vegetable broth, onions, black beans, sweet potatoes, kidney beans, garlic cloves, pinto beans, chili powder, diced tomatoes, cumin, olive oil, and paprika. It says we need to put everything in a large pot, bring it to a boil, and then reduce the heat to medium-low. Cover and simmer for about 2.5 hours, stirring every once in a while. Uncover and cook an additional half hour and serve warm. Now, I would be interested, let's go over to my cooking area. I would be interested to know if anybody did this and did it in a crock pot. So I wonder if that's possible. So for the sweet potato chili, I will tell you, I don't love cooking at all. I really don't love cooking. Making the nutrition bars was enough for me. I'm good. But I'm doing this party with Aaron tomorrow. So I'm going to make this recipe. I've had it twice and I've never actually made it. So Lena made it once and we swapped some stuff, and Christine Over, who owns Rucksack Meals, made it for me because when I started Pure 30, did not want to cook, but I wanted to be successful on the program. So I gave her all of our dinner recipes and she made them for me in like individual containers. So I don't know where you guys live. If you are super like me and you're Jessica loves to cook. So I'm like, girl, this is going to be exciting for you. Me, not so much. All right, let me grab my ingredients from back here. All right. So we need 2 sweet potatoes. 1, 2. A sweet potato, sweet potato. Are you guys, is this fun? I don't want to cook, so I'm going to stall. I don't even want to cut the vegetable. We need some garlic. We need some onions. Okay. Now, we need a vegetable broth. We're going to use 3 cups of this. Now, I get that this is easy because you just throw everything in a pot, but you still have to cut it up and open some cans. That's a lot of work. Kidney beans, pinto beans, black beans, and you can do garbanzo beans. So I'm going to double this recipe because I'm taking it to Aaron's office tomorrow, and I don't know if they're going to love it or hate it. But if they love it, we might need more. So I actually, instead of what normally in the normal recipe, you can do garbanzo beans or, not that one, pinto beans. So it says do the black beans, the kidney beans, and then either do garbanzo or pinto. Well, since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm doing one of each. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna, we throw it all in a pot. It's gonna be easy, but we gotta do some chopping. So right now I'm hosting a Pampered Chef party, like online. And I would be curious if they don't have something to make my chopping life easier. I'm sure they do, and I wish I would have bought it by now so I didn't have to do all this. So we're gonna wash our sweet potatoes. And you know, do you have to peel the sweet potatoes? No, actually there's a lot of nutrients in the outside. So some people don't peel their sweet potatoes first, some will. And then some people would say, well, make sure it's organic. I buy organic for sure when I can. If you live local to me, like Hamel, ooh, was I supposed to say that? This is a public page. Oh God, I don't know. So we have a very small, limited options of everything. Time for a drink break. Fistic. Okay, so we need a large pot. I happen to own one. One of the things with my Pampered Chef party that I'm trying to do is earn some new cookware. So I think most of mine came from my mom. Like I didn't even own my own. You can't see my cooking. I need to, here, let's do this a little bit. Can you see my dirty glass? That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Now, if you're a cooker and you watch how I do things, please don't judge my horrible anythings. Because I get that I'm sure there's an easier way to do all this. And if you want to message me on here, the best way to do all these things, the best way to effectively dice a potato, you can share your ideas. But don't judge. Don't judge me. All right, so slice up your potato. Now, I will say that honestly, there's not a whole lot that's difficult in this. If you hate cutting vegetables like me, it could be a little torturous to you. But aside from cutting up the potatoes and the onion, the rest you're just throwing stuff into your pot and you're gonna let it simmer. Now, my question to you is, since I'm gonna take Dylan to go get Dylan from school, I guess I should wait to cook this until later. The sweet potato chili is great because it can easily go in your freezer, and I don't know if this sounds appealing to you, sweet potato chili. It has been one of the most popular recipes, for sure, from this program. So a lot of people have said the same thing, like I really didn't think I'd like it, and it's been one of my favorites. So I know it's not quite chili season anymore, but it still is kind of chilly outside. But people have just loved this, and it is so easy to warm up. It is so easy to freeze. In fact, when Christine made this for me the first time, I had 3 containers of it, which would each feed a family from the one recipe. And I probably still have 1 bowl of it left in the freezer. So super awesome in that way. All right, sweet potato cut up. Maybe I'll just do 1 recipe for now for the sake of being on the live, and then I will do the rest. Okay, so we got our sweet potato chopped up. Let me grab my phone. So we need, oh no, we need 2 sweet potatoes. I gotta do a whole nother one. Fine, I gotta cut another sweet potato. We need 3 cups of vegetable broth. So I'll cut the last sweet potato when you guys aren't having to sit here and watch this. So 3 cups of vegetable broth, and this has 4 cups in it. I got organic vegetable broth. This has 4 cups. So if it were see-through, I could have estimated how much 3 cups was. So 3 cups of vegetable broth, 2 sweet potatoes, that's what we've done so far. Although I've only really cut up 1. You're going to put in a full can of black beans. So we'll go ahead and open those now. A full can of kidney beans. A full can of either pinto or garbanzo beans. And like I said, I was actually going to do both and double the recipe. So we might do that. And you know what'll be the best part of all this is cleaning it up. That's the worst part, is cleaning everything up. All right, so black beans done. Do you guys love cooking as much as I do? I don't make it very fun, do I? Because I'm complaining a lot. I shouldn't complain. This is fun. I'm happy to feed my family. I am thankful that I'm able to do this and that I could afford my groceries and some organic food and all the things, and that I'm making healthier, better choices. Is that better with perspective? All right, so I'm gonna do the pinto beans. I don't know if you like garbanzo beans. You could choose one or the other, or if you double the recipe, try 1 of each. I kind of think garbanzo beans have a little bit of a crunch. Is that the right word? And I don't like that. I like my beans to be soft. So I'm doing the pinto beans, the black beans, and the kidney beans. And then we just have to 4 garlic cloves minced. Now, do you guys have any suggestions on mincing the garlic cloves? What I always do is press it down with a knife. That's what I've been told to do, to pop it out and then chop it up. I do have a little like chopper thing from, maybe it's Pampered Chef, it could be an off-brand. I have one of these, but it'd be really loud. It would be really loud if I do that with you guys right now. The onion. What do I do with my onion? Oh, I dice the onion. So I could use that little chopper as well for my onion, right? This is honestly why I love 30 Days to Healthy Living when it comes to breakfast and lunch, because it's so much easier just to throw a bunch of stuff in a shake and be done with it. But I get that people don't want to eat shakes for every meal. So you might want to do some cooking or some meal prepping. The turkey burgers that we're going to have are probably more my style than doing something like this. because there's less ingredients. It's more simple. I like that they're so tasty. Okay, so they want 4 medium to large garlic cloves. All right, well, hope you like garlic. There's one, and these are very large, actually. You guys cook with garlic? Does anybody else do this? I like the jars of minced garlic. Is that an option? But I'm doing everything from scratchola for the sake of this lunch tomorrow. And then I'll come back later and show you the chocolates and the nutrition bars because it's almost time for me to go. My goodness, it's like this, guys, a whole one right there. What in the world? Ugh. On a side note, Jeremy made me a very, very, very beautiful cutting board, and he gets mad that I always use this one that pulls out from the counter. Lord have mercy. Jessica, I doubt you're still on here, but if you are, girl, I'm glad that somebody really thinks this type of thing is, whoo, therapeutic. It's like a workout for me to get some garlic out of the clove here. All right, so we're gonna chop that up. We're gonna throw that in. We gotta chop up our onion, throw that in. And then we need a can of diced tomatoes, and they recommend organic, a teaspoon of chili, or a tablespoon of chili powder, 3/4 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then 1 teaspoon of paprika. It says smoked paprika. So, hey, Alex, this is really a good show I've got going on. I'm making the sweet potato chili, and I think you've done this before, right? So it says smoked paprika. What is smoked paprika? I just have regular paprika. So did you do this recipe? I know Alex is really an excellent cook. She's good at this stuff. But did you do smoked paprika? And is it going to be okay that I just have regular paprika? I hope it should be. And also, I'm going to mince up my garlic in my little chopper because this does not look as easy as I thought it would be to mince this up good. So, garlic can go into the little chopper. I won't do that while we're on here together because that will be live and loud. So we'll chop that up, we'll throw that in, we'll chop up our onion, and we will add in the seasonings, and that's it. I don't know how long it took me. If you are well versed in the kitchen, I would say it will take you less time than me. But my family dinners are typically meat and vegetables. That we keep it pretty simple. This Pure 30 program for your dinners will have more simple and more involved recipes. What I highly recommend you do is if you do something like we're doing today, make a couple, well, gosh, one recipe, whatever it's called, of this sweet potato chili actually makes a ton. But if you're doing the work, go ahead and double it because it will most of the recipes on Pure 30 will stay in the freezer really, really well. The only ones I did not love in the freezer were it was a cauliflower Alfredo sauce recipe. Alex, I don't know if you're still on here, but that one, you guys, that one does not freeze as well. So that one, if you do the cauliflower Alfredo sauce, it is better to eat fresh, maybe refrigerated, but when it freezes, it's not as good. So I'm going to chop those up some more, and then we just need to get our spices, chili powder, cumin, avocado or olive oil, and paprika. So hopefully those of you who are starting 30 Days to Healthy Living, Delani just messaged me. She's actually the one that's doing the Pampered Chef Party. I wish she was watching this so she could tell me, girl, I got some tools that will help you in the kitchen. Can't even get this thing open. Push, I'm pushing. Ugh, there, I pushed it open. Anyway, so I hope you guys are excited to start. I just wanted to share with you a couple of the recipes. 3/4 tablespoon. Share with you some of what you'll be doing, and I can't wait to share the sweet potato chili at Erin's party tomorrow. Goodness, this is not opening all the way. All right, I'm gonna finish up here. I'm gonna go get Dylan from school, and then I will post the results when I'm all done. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And if you try any of the recipes from Pure 30, or if you want some of them, message me. But share them, you guys. Share what was easy, share what was enjoyable, share what you liked, and we're all in this together. So happy Tuesday.